For the longest time, I did not understand feminine energy. I thought it was weak, and I was proud to be in my masculine energy. But little did I know. Once I started to actually learn more about feminine energy and open my mind up to it, my entire life completely changed. This video will be your ultimate guide to help you tap into your feminine energy, and by the end of this video, you'll have a full understanding on what feminine energy is and how to use it to enhance your life. Disclaimer: none of the tips I'm about to give you have anything to do with chasing a man, trying to get a man to like you, obsessing over a man, trying to impress a man. I am not going to help you be the girl that he picks, but instead be the girl that gets to pick the guy herself and have him chase her. First, let's explain what feminine energy is. Feminine energy and possessing it is not the same thing as femininity. Femininity deals with having girly girl-like traits. Feminine energy has nothing to do with that. Femininity and being a feminine woman means you have girly traits like you love the color pink, you love doing your makeup, you love dresses. Feminine energy has nothing to do with that. Feminine energy is about being and receiving. When you have feminine energy, that means that you are nurturing, you're compassionate, you have strong intuition, you're creative, you have the ability to be adaptable and flow. You possess emotional depth, sensuality, magnetism, grace, and softness. Feminine energy is not about weakness. It's a powerful force that complements masculine energy. Balancing both energies will create harmony in your life and in your relationships. Now, let's explain what masculine energy is. Masculine energy is associated with structure, logic, strength, and action. While both men and women have masculine and feminine energies, an imbalance occurs when one energy dominates too much. Masculine energy is about doing rather than being, leading rather than flowing, controlling rather than receiving. If you're a woman and your masculine energy, this can be empowering. This is great for your career. But if unbalanced, it may lead to burnout, difficulty in your relationships, and disconnection with your own divine feminine energy. I know because that used to be me. If you're predominantly in your masculine energy, you're likely hyper independent and you prefer to do everything alone, or you struggle asking others for help. You focus all your time and energy on your career. You are control oriented and struggle with surrendering or trusting others. You're emotionally guarded and see emotions as a sign of weakness. You can be overly disciplined and structured and not allow yourself time for rest. You have a provider mentality and you take on the burden of finances, or you go 50-50 with men. And you have difficulty in relationships due to power struggles. Now, if this is explaining you, don't worry. I've been there. I've been there, girl. I've been there. And we can do something about this, okay? There's nothing wrong with this. Usually happens because you are living in wounded feminine energy. That is usually because you've experienced trauma or something along the way that has forced you into not trusting your feminine energy. I am going to give you ways that help you unlearn that. Now, let's talk about how feminine energy will benefit you when it comes to dating and relationships. No more trying to do whatever you can and acting like a pick-me-sha to try to get a man. That is only going to attract feminine men. Feminine men are the men that want you to go 50-50. They're not the ones trying to provide for you and take your stress away like a masculine man would. They are more concerned about what you can do for them than what they need to do to step up into the role to be a good provider masculine man. Masculine men, the men that you want to date, are attracted to women and their feminine energy. Needy, clingy, obsessive behavior repels those men. Men that are strong in their masculine energy want a feminine energy woman to complement that. They get gratification from stepping into the provider role and allowing the woman to live in her feminine energy. The reason it is so crucial you never agree to 50-50 or settle for a man that has that kind of mentality is because it immediately cancels out provider mentality. The men that say they want 50-50 in a relationship aren't talking about the effort. Both men and women should be putting 100% effort into a relationship. That just looks different for both people. Both men and women have different energies and different things that they bring to the table. The men that say they want 50-50 in a relationship are the same men that say, well, she can hold the door open for herself. She has two hands. That is what they mean. A masculine man would never ask you to go 50-50 because he's not concerned about what you can do for him. He takes the responsibility of being the provider and is proud of that. 50-50 is not something something that women that know they're the prize will ever agree to do. Act like you're the prize that he will put work into winning. Now, let's move on to embracing your feminine energy. This is about reconnecting with softness, intuition, and flow while letting go of the need of constant control. 7 ways on how you can cultivate and tap into your feminine energy. Tip number 1 is to connect with your body and your sensuality. Engage in activities that make you feel more in tune with your body. You can try dancing or things like yoga, even something as small as stretching. Wear fabrics and clothes that make you feel more feminine and more beautiful. Romanticize your life and enjoy sensory experiences like lighting candles, taking a nice bath, or listening to soothing music. My second tip is to cultivate emotional awareness and expression. Allow yourself to feel emotions fully without suppressing them. It is okay to cry. Journal about your thoughts, your dreams, and your feelings. Practice self-compassion and learn to be gentle with yourself when you're going through difficult moments. My third tip is to slow down and embrace the flow. Avoid overscheduling yourself or overworking yourself and allow yourself time to rest and reflect on your life. Be present in the moment and enjoy the simple things in life that bring us pleasure. Let go of the need to always be in control and trust that everything will unfold just as it's supposed to. Tip number 4, tap into your creativity. Express yourself through painting, writing, singing, or any creative outlet that really speaks to you. You can experiment with different kinds of self-expression. Like you can switch up your clothes or your wardrobe, your fashion sense, or you can change the way that you do your makeup. Maybe try out different makeup styles. And if you feel like you're not the most creative person, honestly, try to reconnect with nature. It naturally fuels creativity and inspiration. Next, my 5th tip on tapping into your feminine energy is to cultivate receptivity and magnetism. Instead of always giving, practice receiving. Practice receiving love, compliments, and help from others. If you're wondering, how do I just get people to start helping me? How do I just get people to offer that up? Well, you do this by stepping out of the provider masculine role. Lean into your magnetism. Feminine energy attracts effortlessly rather than chasing. Practice deep listening. Let others feel heard and understood. Next, tip number 6 is to start prioritizing your relationships and your community. Spend quality time with loved ones and nurture deep connection. For me, that was mending my relationship with my father, who was never really involved in my life, and spending more time with my mom and understanding her and sharing the commonality now of womanhood and motherhood together. Support and uplift other women instead of competing with each other. Create a loving and harmonious environment in your home and in your relationships. And lastly, but most importantly, honor your intuition and your inner wisdom. Trust your gut feelings and your instincts. Meditate or spend quality time alone to strengthen your inner voice instead of constantly listening to the voice of others. Follow your heart sometimes instead of always listening to logic. For example, I was a single mom before I met my fiance, and I had a strong rule that I'd never introduce my daughter to any of the men that I've dated until I've at least been dating them for 6 months. And I did keep that rule. She did not meet anybody until she met my fiance, and I actually introduced them sooner, and I broke my rule that I had kept for 3 years because there was just something in my heart telling me that this was right for me, this was meant for me, that everything in my life led me here, and that he also had a son that was the same age as my daughter, and we had them on the same days together. So everything just fit together so perfectly, and I'm so glad that I did choose to follow my heart because so far I've been right. Even if logically I was telling myself that I wouldn't be months prior. You know, everything happens for a reason. I had that rule then probably to protect my daughter, but you know, I probably felt such a strong calling in my heart now in this situation with my fiance because I knew it was right. So that's a wrap for today's video. Let me know if this helped you understand not only what feminine energy is, but how to harness it and use it to become even more powerful in your own life. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you think I missed anything or want to add anything in the comments, let me know down below. And please like and subscribe if you made it this far in the video. Until next time, bye guys!